All right, we made it to Friday. About to get into that weekend sales mode, December 15th, halfway through December. Today we're talking about some GM layoffs, Carvana saying same day, and a UPS driver sharing his paycheck on TikTok.
Oh.
And we'll tie that back. It's not just rando.
Some good Friday stories. Like sometimes you
Gotta
come
go.
into Friday and everybody's winding down for the week and there's not really anything fun to talk about.
No, there's some good stuff today. Adrian, first comment, nailed it. She was like, she got beat yesterday by Brian Ortega. She was like, not today. Today's my day. Today's my day. We also have I don't know if it's going to be a segment per se, but we had a little something at the end of the show called Just Too Good. And it's just a post that we saw that was just too good that we thought we had to share it with you today. So we're gonna end the Friday with that at the very end. Thank you so much for being here with us. Look, we just want to. ASOTU is an iceberg. We've been talking about this a lot lately, and that all of us and those of you that listen to the podcast or watch the show, interact with the comments, come to the events. That is what we see, but what a lot of people don't understand is what we see from behind the scenes and the messages and the DMs and the emails and the stories we hear about something we made as a company, as a group, as a community, inspiring somebody else to do something, happen all the time.
Yes.
So it's not what you see is what you get. I mean, it is when you look at us, right? Hats, beards, and all that.
Content's good, but the inspiration and the activity that comes from this community is incredible.
You know why I think that is? I think that's because starting it like you and I, our people, you and I are like our team, the community are the practitioners.
Yep.
Right. Like we spend a lot of time in stores, like physically in stores, in the operations of the industry. We were just at a publicly traded group a couple weeks ago, or was that last week?
Last week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. Time flies.
Right. Working to make the industry better, not just to like share things, So I think the fabric of the ASOTU community is something that is just so special that when we think about the actual iceberg that is ASOTU, I think it's gonna be a while before we really feel it. Like really feel it. It's so much fun. Part of being that fabric next week. We're so excited. I'm excited because Kyle and the entire Mount Sear family are coming to Syracuse, New York. I know this is on your list every year. It's on your bucket list. Got to get to Syracuse.
We get a little family reunion. We get to maybe see a little snow, and then we're gonna do this big old digital family reunion where like our team over the last few weeks has just been compiling the community, just bringing it together and just stuffing it into this hour package we call the End Extravaganza. It'll be live on December 21st at 1 Eastern. Want to thank PureInfluencer for partnering with us to make sure that event goes off for Ron Morrison and the whole team at PureInfluencer. Big kudos, shout out. Thank you so much for making sure that we can have that event and make it happen. And our team can put the time and energy into serving the industry as we round out 23 and head.
Yeah. We're going to have actually a lot of segments with a lot of influencers in the industry that we're going to have one segment I'm looking so much forward to. We just confirmed it and booked the time. I think it came through yesterday. We're going to have Jamie Butters, editor of Automotive News, Alan Haig, you all know who Alan Haig is, and Daniel Gover, host of the ASOTU show, The Wheelhouse, where he's always like finding some way to get in trouble. Former GM, like he's always got something fun to say.
Oh, it's Butters, Greenfield, and Gover.
I'm sorry,
Steve Greenfield.
Oh, sorry, Alan Haig's still yet to confirm. Not for that session, for another one. Sorry, no pressure, Alan, and your team.
So good.
Yeah, Greenfield's going to be there, which is going to be even sassier.
Always
Greenfield's gotten sassier in the last year. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely.
The sass meter. I feel like he's just little by little, like we're getting more and more Greenfield. Like his internal dialogue is coming out.
All right. The last thing, we got to say this before we get to it. Right now, currently, a brand new audience is potentially seeing this thing. We have no clue the effectiveness of it, but if you're watching this on Instagram this morning,
yes,
welcome to the daily live stream. Here on Instagram, we can't see everything that's going on, but our producer says we got Jaden Abad, we got Darren Doan, we got a bunch of others checking us out on Instagram.
Welcome,
nuts.
Instagram,
we got a whole
fam.
new level going on here at the Automotive Troublemaker.
I didn't even know that. It wasn't even as I was putting on a show for Instagram. Instagram was like the first platform I really enjoyed. I haven't been very active lately. I've been building businesses and all. Darren Doan We understand more content. We got it. You're always out there. I'm always like, Darren Jones puts out so much content. Okay. Well, yeah. So if you're joining us, great. We give a few, we usually give a little overview of some news in the auto industry, have a little fun, tie in some pop culture, some retail, and try to give you, 10 to 15 minutes to get your day going, to put a smile on your face and give you something to talk about with some coworkers, and hopefully make some positive changes in the industry. So let's get into it. General Motors has announced a temporary halt in Chevy Bolt EV production, leading to layoffs of 1,314 workers at 2 Michigan plants. Basically, they ceased production of the EV Bolt, the Chevy Bolt EV, resulting in 945 job cuts at the Lake Orion plant. Really, the reason is the plan is set for a major transformation. They're going to be retooling the plant, getting ready for more EV models, and just, getting it ready to go. The balance of the jobs that were laid off were at the Grand River Assembly plant, where the end of the Chevy Camaro era is ramping down. That's coming back as an EV. You know it.
It
by the way.
To, yeah.
By the way,
Camaro has to come back. Like,
by the way,
just a thing. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is obviously a significant shift from GM's current EV structure to the new, what's it called? Ultium platform. And they said they had to let everyone know about the layoffs so late. They kind of apologized for it. And then they kind of blamed Sean Fain and the UAW. They were like, well, the UAW ratification process took so long that we couldn't let you know until that was done. But on the bright side, the affected workers are being offered alternative opportunities in Michigan. And, these plants will come back online. So this is just another one of those indicators of shifting EV landscape and GM trying to position itself for a successful future.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a ton of these shifts over the next couple of years in the way that plants are organized, the way that the new stuff is coming out. I'm still interested to see where all of these ICE vehicles land as they get discontinued, then brought back. You see the Bolt, nope, we're not doing the Bolt. Yep, we're doing the Bolt. There's just a lot to figure out. And I can't imagine being in charge of an organization like GM or Ford or anything
not
like that.
Not an easy job.
And trying to balance the transition here at any level.
Not an easy transition at all. Speaking of trying to make things easy.
Stop. Segue.
Time. Very much so.
Sounds familiar, though. Carvana is expanding its same-day delivery service into new markets in the South and Midwest. So after introducing the same-day delivery service in Atlanta back in November, Dallas, Fort Worth, Tampa, Orlando. In November, they introduced it to Atlanta, Dallas, Fort Worth, Tampa, Orlando. And now they're extending that to Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. Basically,
who knew? Ohio.
The service allows customers to buy a vehicle online and then receive it same day, talking about speed and convenience in their press release over the holiday season. The Senior Director of Market Operations and Expansion, Jacqueline Hearns, said in a news release, especially in the middle of a busy holiday season, customers value speed and convenience, and we couldn't be happier to make car buying faster and easier than ever before in Columbus and Cincinnati area residents with our new same-day service offering. Wow, that's a long press release. And then she continued, we hope our valued customers take back their free time and enjoy the near instant gratification of a vehicle in their driveway the same day they order it. And as a side note, you can also sell your car the same day in those markets. Sounds familiar, though.
So what you're saying, Paul, is that, if you can buy a car or sell a car in one day, that's a good thing?
I think that's a great thing.
I've never heard of anything like that in this industry. Never heard of that. Now, here's the difference. And to be very clear, this is what dealers are best at is the speed and efficiency of being able to do things right now. If you want to go buy a car, you can do that right now. The difference here is that they are saying, hey, look, we believe that people can do this from their couch and get the car in the same day. That does pose a problem for the majority of people that are trying to deliver vehicles with staff that is dedicated to an in-person experience. And so challenging that as the status quo, I think, is the question that dealers are going to have to kind of overcome is, I've got this. I said I wanted this. Can you get it to me later today at my house? That'll just be a new value prop that we're gonna have to figure out.
I still don't think people want it at their house. I mean, the data shows they want to come to the dealership to take delivery.
Yep.
Right. Carvana, it kind of has that
Still a small
option in a
sliver.
few places. But I also think one of the big challenges, and we hear it all the time, we try to help people solve for this, is the difference between shopping online and then actually seamless experience to the in-store delivery or to the continued education of the vehicle. Like, that's not fully well connected in most places right now. There are a lot of people getting it right, a lot of people shooting to innovate there, but that's a piece that Carvana has done a great job getting in place, right? Making it all seamless, so when you get the car at your driveway, it's the same process you've been going through, the same platform you've been going through. So Carvana has definitely done really great things for the industry in innovating that and showing everybody that it's possible. And like, look, dealers can't let them win at this one, right? It's a great, this is a great football game, right? It's like the Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It really is. Not the last Eagles Chiefs game. Not as great.
Not that
Eagles,
one.
Chiefs,
Not that
Super
one.
Bowl.
That one was rough. Good talk about last year.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's move on. Let's move on. Speaking of moving on.
Segue.
Starting to sweat.
He's talking about the Eagles like, I don't know what to do. Oh, man. Earlier in this summer, you may have seen a lot of reports around the UPS strike and what was going on over there. Well, just recently, a UPS driver's TikTok video revealing his weekly paycheck gained nearly 12 million views, sparking discussions about pay transparency and career choices in a bunch of different industries. The gentleman's name, Skylar Stutzman, an Oregon-based UPS driver, shared his earnings of approximately $2,004 pre-tax for 1 week, leading to a widespread surprise over the high pay rate of UPS drivers, which, in my world, like we've seen this kind of around, but it is kind of shocking what the pay rate is of these drivers. The Teamsters Union secured a total compensation package for UPS drivers earlier this year, worth up to $170,000 a year, including benefits. And it kind of like puts union negotiations right at the front and center. There was kind of a mix of stuff out there going, oh, that's too high, or now I want to switch careers. The interesting part of this, and I was really appreciative of this when you look at it, Stutzman, the driver, emphasized this journey to becoming a full-time UPS driver.
Yes, here's the key.
It actually took him. It wasn't like overnight. This guy
10 years, folks.
Great pay. 10 years. He started in a warehouse, moved into everything else that he had to do to get into that type of pay position. So it's not one and done, no matter what industry you're looking at.
No, there's no free lunch. I do want to compliment UPS on the professionalism of their drivers. It shows when you look at a UPS driver showing up at your house versus like an Amazon driver. UPS drivers know how to handle the dogs. They know how to, they go the extra mile, no pun intended. And there's another industry that sounds really familiar that if you start within far less than 10 years, you can be making $2,000 a week. And it doesn't go through a college. I'm just going to leave that hint right there. Wink, wink. All right. Time's running out today in our final segment called Just Too Good. I just named it that. Segment or whatever. One X user at Battle Angel Viv posted this screenshot of an iPhone update screen. So it's basically just the screen you get when it's like iPhone update that says breaking. Apple recalls almost all phones. And the headline got me. I was like, what? And I was like, oh, I got you.
Tricky.
Kind of ties into Tesla's over-the-air software update. Is it a recall or is it a software update? I don't know. You'll have to decide. We hope you have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. And I don't know. We're just happy you're here. Good to see you, Instagram.